Okay, we are live.
I could end it now.
Hello? Hello?
Are we live now or are we on pause?
No, we are online. And I just need to make sure the sound's working. Can you hear anything?
Live. Oh. Can you hear anything? Test.
Yeah? You hear it? You hear us? Awesome.
Great.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Is the sound okay?
Yeah. There is no background music. No, there is. I don't hear the background music.
Okay.
No, that's right.
We could put it louder? Or no? No, it's okay.
It's for us.
It's for us in the studio.
Yeah.
There's one person watching and it's you.
Two actually.
Yeah. Nice.
So we'll just wait for the link to drop
Yeah,
on
we should put the
Instagram
link
and then
in.
we can.
Yeah.
Nice. Then I will sip some tea. Yay, cozy.
Because it's also being recorded, right?
Oh!
Right or not?
Yeah.
Not.
Maybe we can also press
Record.
the voice also, yeah. So right, yeah. And then YouTube live is automatic.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, after we upload it. It's gonna
Yeah.
be- Yeah.
There's a major lag.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
But what's lagging?
Like right now you are recording. When I'm listening. Whoa. There's like a lag in time.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
Okay.
normal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. It also makes sense because
Yeah.
it needs to be like their connection needs to be sent to you, and then
Yeah.
so that always takes
The
time.
cloud, I'm back.
Yeah.
Should I send it in SMS?
Yeah. And maybe as a story on Instagram. Or
You have access to the Zeroseric account. You know, like this Zeroseric account.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe on there.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's good shit.
Delicious smoothie.
Yeah.
It is actually, that one's actually delicious. I give the good ones to the housemates and I keep the bad ones for myself.
Belgian? Matcha, oui.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, taste test. Unboxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good. Ooh. It's like an oat cookie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very decadent, yeah.
With cinnamon also.
There's so much.
No tea.
Good taste buds.
Those are interesting.
Yeah.
It's the matcha, that's why it's so green.
Oh. It's like you're drinking a pancake.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Well, not really my thing though.
It's intense, huh?
Yeah.
Like it feeds you for it's like breakfast, no?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It really is like a liquid pancake. Yeah.
This one is exceptionally sweet also. Because
Yeah,
we
it's
make it
quite
always,
sweet,
wow. Crazy.
Oh, is this normal?
Yeah, it's with date. It's with date paste.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
that's why it's like caramelly.
Oh, wow.
Should I keep this? Or can I?
Yeah, if you know it's working, then.
So is the link somewhere online? Posted?
It's doing.
Nice. Okay. We'll bring more. I always bring them up there. Yeah. Distribute the goods. All right.
Okay.
Now that we taste tested the smoothies.
Let's get to business, guys.
Ayahuasca.
Tim, you're not on the show. Oh my God. Okay, so.
Okay. Good morning and welcome to. Fuck. There's the pop filter now.
Oh no, I put it on.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
on
it's
before.
okay. Oh no.
Yeah, but we can do that.
But I saw.
Yeah.
I did not see it happening.
No, we go without that.
It's a crazy start.
You need to find it at some point.
We will.
Yeah.
After a meeting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. So, with this, welcome to Radio Rafelrand. And this is our first session, so we are also new to this. Bear with us. And we plan to launch this because we want another platform to distribute the news about what's been going on with everything regarding the ZZW Rafelrand project and the different action groups and teams that have formed, and also inform people how they can join and anything else.
Yeah. So if you have anything to share with your neighbors or with this space, please DM us or email us at zzw
at
at riseup.net. Yes. Yeah, email us your ideas. We can do anything. We can host concerts. We can host lectures. Yeah, anything we like. This is our platform and our space to share things. So yeah.
The shows are gonna happen bi-weekly every Sunday at noon, and we plan to kind of move around where the setup is going to happen to show different parts of the island on the video, and then people who want to join with the program or have an idea can come, and we have the setup and all the gear, and you can just do your thing.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So normally we also always have a musical guest. We don't have one today, but we have something even better. We have Nanouk, who will give us an update about what the legals team have been up to, and also what's the legal situation we are facing and what we can do ourselves to fight back. So maybe first you can explain kind of how the whole team gathered first or started, how the first meeting happened, why, like the email we got in the mid-September from Duo about the eviction date being in June instead of the end of 2024, and like what inspired the ideas.
Yeah, so when the email arrived of Duo announcing that the eviction date was going to be earlier, the 30th of June 2024, I came together with like 3 people that were already busy doing their they were busy with the island already and organizing like events like Ons Eilandleven, to gain a bit more like attention to like the beauty that we have here, and we came together and decided to do like a general assembly where we invited all of the students that live on this piece. Quite a lot of people showed up. I think it was around like 40 people, and we live with 235 here. Because we were all 4 of us, we were kind of like busy with just like a slightly different like aspect. We decided to divide ourselves among a couple of teams. So there's like the action and events to organize like skill shares and to like invite people from also outside of the island to come and experience what life here is like. There is the the media team, like where I think also this kind of like arose out of to through different like media with like using arts and um, yeah, mostly arts to show ourselves, express ourselves. Then there, and then more focused on ADEF, which is an action that's going to happen next week.
Which is gonna be really cool.
Which is going to be really cool. Be present. Come dance with us.
So this is on Saturday, right? Saturday next week.
This is Saturday next week. At it starts at 1 at the Dom, and it's going to be lots of fun.
Look for the chicken truck.
Look for the chicken truck.
Yeah.
And then the last team, final team, is the legal team. And we are researching the legality of the actions of Duo, and just figuring out what the tenants' rights are, and have been in contact with several organizations that are helping us. We've gathered quite a nice team. Like there's the people that came to me, they're so full of energy, and it's so great to like have a group of people that say like, I'm going to do something, and then they like do it right away. So it's been an amazing energy, and yeah, our goal is to not have anyone go homeless because of this situation. So that's what we're working towards. Should I kind of give an update of the status, like what we've done up in since?
Yeah,
it's really good.
Also, maybe the communication has been going with Duo.
Yeah. So since that General Assembly, which was 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. So since then, with the legal team, we've been meeting up every week. We've been in contact with Duo. We've asked them if they could move the date with at least 3 months, because for a lot of the 30th of June falls right at the end of the academic year. Most of us are busy with their final exams, maybe finishing off their thesis. So it's a very stressful time to then have to move out. And I mean, I don't think I need to explain how hard it is to find housing that is betaalbaar, affordable. And to, I know like many students, they started living here with the idea that they could at least finish their academic year here, and then to then find out after you've started the academic year that you won't be able to live here until the end. That's very stressful.
And very rude also.
Very
it's not nice of them.
No. No. So we have asked Duo if it is possible to move it at least 3 months so that we can finish our academic year and have the summer vacation to figure out moving out and such. But Duo has clearly said that it's not up to them, that it's up to the municipality. So, and we've also asked them about offering alternative housing, because Duo didn't communicate anything about that in their initial announcements. And Duo has actually made quite clear that they are not going to offer anyone alternative housing, because their argument is that it has always been known that it's temporary, and thus they are not going to offer alternative housing. Now there is a legal onduidelijkheid.
Like unclarity.
Yeah, there's like unclarity about the contracts, because what Duo has done is that they have combined a campus contract, which you have to be a student, and as long as you're a student, you have like a right to housing, and a temporary contract, which there's an end date on the contract. So because we don't know, and we don't know how to interpret the contracts, we contacted a couple of organizations, one of them being the Woners, that's the Tenants Association, and they connected us with Woon, Stichting Woon, and the Woners, when they kind of like looked at the situation, they were like, it looks like you have like 3 types of contracts. So there's one where people have been living here for over 2 years. There is one and has like an end. So there's one. There is no end date on the contract. So that would mean that's very clearly a campus contract.
How many people have that?
How many people have that? Let me see, because we did a survey.
You did that survey for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
What kind of responses you get out of that?
Yeah.
So you might have seen it come by, like you sent a survey to everyone here
Yes.
to
So
fill in what kind of contracts they have.
yeah. So it seems that 25% of people do not have an end date on their contract.
Wow, that's big.
And another almost 25% seem to have an end date that is in the past. So in like 2020 or so. And then almost half have as an end date the 31st of December 2024. And then there's just a small percentage, 6.7%, who have the 30th of June 2024. So they probably have the newest contract, which is the leegstandscontract.
So how does this work when you don't have an end date at all? I don't have that, but the people do. Can they?
So when you don't have an end date, you have a campus contract. I think, I suspect, but don't take me on this, because we're having a lawyer look at the contracts now to see like how it's how it would most likely be interpreted in court. But if there's no end date on it, I think it's very clearly a campus contract, and you are given a campus contract on the voorwaarden, like it has a clausule that you're a student.
Yeah.
So you have a right to housing according to this contract as long as you are a student. So that would actually mean that on that end date, 30th of June 2024, like most likely a duo is allowed to do that, because in the contract it says uiterlijk. So that means they can move the date forward, and they are announcing it quite ahead of time. So it does seem that legally they can do that. But yeah, if you don't have an end date, then that means you have a right to alternative housing. And we would like to argue that anyone with a campus contract, even if it has an end date on it, has a right to alternative housing. Legally speaking, morally speaking, I feel everyone has a right to alternative housing. I don't think it's acceptable to let anyone go homeless. I mean, there are even, we of course also have many international students living here. I mean, most Dutch students might be able to go back home to their parents. For some people, that's not even an option. And for international students, that's not an option at all. So it's like, what are they supposed to do now? Like, I mean, I'm then even wondering if like, will I be able to finish my studies with like, having to be busy with this and looking
Finding an
into it,
apartment in
and
Amsterdam is a full-time job.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard, especially something that is affordable.
Yes.
And not only that, I think that we have the way that we live is very special.
Exactly, yeah.
The way we live like communally, in this way, it's also not something that is easy to be found.
Yeah.
It's not easy to like replace that. And I think not all of us, but many of us have consciously chosen to live together, live communally. And I also think there are many people that are not looking forward to then be given a studio, to like live on their own somewhere in like a box where, yeah, you can get to know your neighbors, but it's so different.
So, what are, because you kind of summarize like what's how the legal exchanges and the updates have been going so far, but
Mhm.
maybe if you can, or yeah, if you can point out any like strengths or weaknesses of our case, or maybe strengths, point out strengths,
Yeah.
to also for the people to understand like, I guess, what their rights are and how can they also know more about what they are facing.
Yeah. I think the type of contracts that we have are strong. There is, I know of another case that also involved duo, which was the Kolikit buurt. And that was also like a case with students, with a campus contract, with an end state on it. I think they were going to renovate the buildings, if I'm correct. And around like the eviction date, there were like duo tried to they sent like a letter to people and was kind of trying to force them to like sign it to break their contract.
Is that legal? Is that allowed?
And the people who wouldn't do that, duo threatened to take them to court. So the people who did, and they were supported by the owners legally, they all got offered alternative housing. So like in the court was quite clear about that, and there were a couple of cases they were then able to figure it out with without going to court. So I do think we have quite a strong case legally, and preferably we do not want to take it to court at all. We would like to just figure it out with duo, just start a dialogue, and to see like what is possible. Right now we've kind of gotten like a hard no, but we do hope to like open up that conversation with them. And with the results that we've had from the survey, it does seem like most people have been living here for over 2 years. So even if you would interpret it as a temporary contracts after 2 years, they get transferred to a vast contract.
Yeah, like a permanent contract.
Like a permanent contract. So there are some like interesting ways to like interpret, but like either way, if you interpret it as temporary contract or as a campus contract, there's still a right to alternative housing.
And what does that mean? Because we're in a housing crisis right now, right? So is that an obligation for Duo to help us find a house, or is that an obligation for Duo to get us a house? And what about the state of that house? What does that mean?
Yeah, basically what you're saying. It even actually says to have something similar. So, like, for example, like Dua also has like offers student houses in Hoofddorp, for example. But is that something you should accept just because they need to deliver this place empty? I don't think so. I think it's I mean, this is then the thing where it gets a little bit fake. It's that they have to offer you something comparable.
Yeah, and that's no clear
And
legal
that's
definition.
there no. So I think that's for everyone to kind of think to themselves and decide what is it that they want. Is it do they just want to have a roof over their head so that they can finish their studies, and it doesn't matter if they live on their own or live communally, or would they really like to stay living with the people that they are living with? Is that's what they want, and then it doesn't matter where, like, if they don't mind living, like in West, like further away from their studies, as long as they can stay living together with the people that they live with. Or has it to do with location, or has it to do with size, or has it to do with price? So I think that's for everyone to kind of to think about that. What is it actually that you want? Do you just because if maybe you don't mind as long as you're not going to be paying more.
I think you made two like really good points. The one is this one, that to like, if you want to maybe even help out in the future, join the cause, or even just understand your rights and what's going on more, to just kind of figure out what you want if you end up communicating with Duo. And be on the second one is that be very firm about it and don't let yourself be intimidated by these like tactics of, oh, we're scary, and if you don't do this, we're gonna throw out all your furniture or something. But sometimes they're really just trying to scare you.
Yeah, exactly. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And what about, you also mentioned the municipality, that the municipality do also refers to the municipality a lot, and they kind of like hold their hands up like, oh, it's the municipality, we can't do anything about it. So what about the municipality? Because I know there's also some events, or like events sort of coming up that people can go and join and support and ask questions.
Yes. So this Tuesday there is a meeting from the Raadscommissie Volkshuisvesting en Wonen. So that's like social housing and living. They come together every 2 weeks. And there is space within that meeting for burgers, citizens to speak to them. They got 3 minutes. That is what we are going to do.
3 minutes of fame.
Yeah. So we are going to go there, and we're going to request an extension of the end date. We are also going to invite them to come and visit and experience what we have built so far, not just us, but also the communities around us. Because the municipality themselves have described in their bestemmingsplan that this is a Rafelrand. And they also have communicated that Rafelranden needs to be protected. But at the same time, everyone here lives in like under temporary conditions and have been living under temporary conditions for like I think over 20 years, maybe even longer, which has also prevented the communities here from like really investing in themselves and in the space, because it keeps being communicated that they have to go in 4 years, 2 years, 4 years, and then that time comes and then it gets extended and it gets extended and it gets extended, which has now resulted in that communities have been here, even like the student community also has been here for I think 15 years now. 20 almost. Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
So that's what we're going to do on Tuesday. It's going to be at 1:30 at the Stoopraad in the Raadzaal. So come if you want to support, because the more people that are there, the more we can like show that there's really like support behind this message. So that's what we're doing right now with like involving the municipality.
Yeah.
And we hope that that this will open up also like a dialogue with the municipality, and we hope that they will come and that we can kind of like show them around, show us our case, and hopefully work together. Yeah.
And I wonder, are there cases of the municipality like being graceful and like showing leeway to these kinds of projects? I'm thinking of like the Lely.
Broedplaats Lely?
Broedplaats Lely.
So I don't know the specifics of Broedplaats Lely, but I do know that they're still fighting their temporality and their eviction as well. So I don't think there's like a clear case there. I mean, the municipality did, when did they sign that akkoord? The vrijplaatsen. Expeditie Vrije Ruimte, but they also signed like an accord in which they have agreed that they want to protect free spaces, that they want to provide more free spaces in the city. So there does seem to be, like, just based on those facts, there does seem to be a political willingness.
Yeah, at least in theory.
In theory.
Yeah.
And we just still got to experience if that is going to be the case in our case. So we'll just have to wait and see what the reaction is going to be. So more on that soon.
Is there any other like plans or events that you can share with us that people can join, or maybe just in general, if people are interested in joining the legal team or any other team, if you can also speak about that, but mostly the legal team, I guess. How they can do that.
So for the legal team, well, we've been meeting up on a weekly basis. We probably won't be meeting up next week because it's so full of preparations for ADEF. So that's something that you can join. You can help with the preparations on Wednesday and Friday, just here on the terrain. You'll find people working. You can just come and join and help out. So the week after, we will then probably meet with the legal team. We're going to change the structure of our meetings. We're going to make it public in the sense that anyone can join the meeting to come and listen in. There will be space then to ask questions and to give us also some feedback. And if you then want to get more involved, then the next time you can actually join in to like the discussions and the decision making within the team. So the first time, it's like how I kind of see it is that there's kind of like an inner circle of like the team that we have now, that discuss the cases, discuss the news and the communication that we've gotten from the different organizations. And there's like an outer circle that listens in and can like step into the inner circle if they have something important to share. And then there will be space for questions. And then the next time, if you like to really get involved and you find it interesting, you can join our inner circle.
Hey, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So we will, once we've set a date and time for that, we will make it known through the Instagram, via Facebook, about any channel that is appropriate, I guess.
Yeah. Because it was also planned to have a general assembly soon as well. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, also
Yes.
about that.
So then everyone's invited.
Yeah.
All 230.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of us.
Yeah. Everyone is invited. And yeah, also for so the next meeting, also everyone is invited for the legal meeting. And if there are any questions in the meantime, then you can just come and contact me. I'm happy to give you more information. I also want to mention, by the way, this is an organization I haven't mentioned, but they have been very, very, very helpful, is Bond Precaire Woonvormen. They've even joined the last 2 meetings, and they were the ones that pointed out that we could pitch to the municipality, and in that way make our case known. So they've been of like great help. They also helped us print the flyers for the survey. So a big shout out to them as well.
Wow. Yes.
Maybe one other thing we can add about the building workshops this week. That is it Friday that AT5 is coming?
Yeah.
AT5 is coming.
Yeah, they're coming to make report. It's gonna be on film. It's gonna be video report, right?
Yeah.
And also to interview some residents, which is that set who those people are, or still?
Jana's gonna talk.
Yeah, I think also Ilse from the residents committee. She will speak about what we're kind of talking about now with Duo. So
yeah, but they will be around on Friday, and if you come to the Adab Deco, you'll be on the AT5 report. So I don't know if that's a plus, but that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but then at least you know that they're going to be here on Friday.
I think it's important that these kind of channels also come and
definitely
listen to us. It's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, we need to make ourselves known.
On every channel possible.
Yeah, because we're not going anywhere. Yeah.
No, interesting.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add still, Nanouk? That you think is important, or
come to Adif. Dance with us.
Next Saturday, 21st of October, 1 p.m. Dam Square. Chicken
Best
party.
dance party.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's going all over town, no? Like it's a little awesome alternative parade.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, dress up.
Yeah.
Funky costume. Really good music.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. This was really helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great. And thank you for all your legal action and fire and passion. I think it's really inspiring for all of us, and wonderful that you're struggling with all these people too.
Yeah,
help us out.
Yeah, I'm happy to help out, because in the end, not everyone knows their rights.
Yeah.
And because of that, they can be intimidated by communication like this. And that's how some people just become homeless, because they're like, I don't know, Duo is a social housing corporation. They should give a bit more care. Yeah, I mean, if it would have been like an huisjesmelker, then I can kind of understand the stands or something, but not from a social housing corporation that houses students.
So right.
Yeah.
Then I guess you're closing the first Radio Rafelrand session. Wow.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you in 2 weeks, and we'll update you on the program. Maybe we'll have a musical guest already. If anyone wants to join, would like to play on their own with their band, or what else can they do? Give a lecture.
You can lecture, you
yeah.
can sing, you can dance.
Yeah, you
You
can do
can-
whatever you want.
we can do communal
Recite
yoga.
your poetry.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
talk with us. Yeah.
Maybe some stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can make soup.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
YouTube channel. Yeah.
Also, I have a question about the. You were. I remember.
Show your face. Yeah, show your
Yeah.
face.
So I guess-
Yeah, there's like secret guests in this room.
Bonjour. No, you were talking about the. I remember seeing this PowerPoint you made about the. Maybe I had a friend. Wow, that's fine. About an alternative project for the island, like reappropriating the island in a different way, so that you could have a space to harvest vegetables, a space with intergenerational housing.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear a bit more about that. If there is a place where people can check it out, because I remember it was maybe part of the procedures with the gemeente, was to show that there was an alternative project that people could then do with the neighborhood, something that they would want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, so right now, that's mostly an initiative from our neighbors from Fort Knox. They've been here for a lot longer. They've been fighting against this like temporality for for way too long. So they have actually come with like way more like concrete ideas for like an alternative way to like live here, which is kind of like a living and making like community that is like built by the community for the community. It's still in development. I'm not quite sure like when they would like to like start presenting it. I think they want to like refine it a little bit more. But the idea is also there to include the youth, you know, like us as students, into that project as well. Like you say, it's going to be like intergenerational, where also like kind of the vision of it is to preserve as much of the green as we have here on the island. I mean, if you just go to Google Maps and you look at the islands with like the satellite view, like our piece is so green compared to like the rest of the island, and it's also part of a very important ecological corridor. So it would be great if we can keep this preserve this nature. I mean, something that I also just find amazing, and that's also where of course the chickens come from. Like, where in Amsterdam do you find chickens just roaming the streets? You know.
Sometimes horses. Yeah,
Yes, sometimes horses.
Yeah, Ralph was saying that that there were some rabbits or pigs at one point here. Also, there was because it's part of the project also that I seem to see that there was spaces of recreating ecosystems, so letting kind of nature run its course, which I find pretty interesting because it seems to be one of the only places in Amsterdam where you can kind of let nature take its course, both in the terrain but also in how people interact with each other a bit.
Yeah.
Like, and with that in mind, I was also wanted to ask you when you said that Duo has to provide alternative housing, like similar. What was the word?
Yeah, similar.
Comparable.
Comparable, similar. Yeah.
And how would comparable be in your view, actually? Like, despite the price, what would a comparable housing situation look like for you, actually?
For me,
Yeah.
okay. So it's quite clear that, like, of course, it would be great to just stay here, but to be realistic, that's probably not going to be possible because the ground here has sunk so much that if we want to house more people here and build more, then the ground needs to be raised and strengthened somehow.
This is why we have all the water problems.
Yes, that's why we have all the water problems. That's why the water doesn't leave when it rains. It just like, yeah, and we have Loch Ness in the streets. What for me would be great is if alternative housing will be built across the streets by Broedplaats Baggerbeest, temporary, and in similar forms as we are living here now. So, have like a house for it, basically that can house as many people as here, with like maybe even just like similar house structures as we have now, but then across the streets, and that we are also given the opportunity then to help develop this part of the island. So that for me would be like a comparable, similar, that we are still in the neighborhoods, we are still living communally, and that we are given the opportunity to give form to the future of this neighborhood. But yeah, it's going to take some effort from some organization to build that. So it's quite a big dream. It would be a project. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the Broedplaats, it was built really quickly. So like I do think these kinds of structures, they can be built very quickly. I do think it's possible, but there needs to be a willingness.
So comparable, from what I get, is not simply rent aspect or surface aspect. It's being able to live communally in a space where you can appropriate the space. That would be something that's comparable.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
But I guess up till now, Duo has denied doing that, like providing alternative housing. They've denied that they have a right, like that we have a right to that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Why have they done that?
Because
you suspect we might have that right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. At least the people that don't have a leegstandscontract.
Yeah.
So people that have a campus contract. So everyone that maybe moved in the last few weeks, it's probably quite clear in their contracts that they don't have a right to alternative housing, legally speaking. But yeah, we can also, of course, talk about morally speaking. Sorry, I lost my point. What was the question?
Why has Duo denied that we have this right?
Yes.
We probably do have it.
Well, I can't speak for them, but I suspect that it is easier. It takes up less resources to have to provide alternative housing. It's easier when people just do that by themselves. Because Duo is a big organization in the sense of like they have a lot of they offer a lot of housing for students in many different cities. But if you actually look at the organization structure, there are not many people working at Duo.
So they don't have the resources to take on such a project, maybe.
I'm not sure, but of course that shouldn't be an excuse if you don't have the resources.
Because it's a bit disingenuous, at least. It's maybe plainly lying to us.
Yeah, or maybe because not everyone that works at Duo has a legal background. So they might not be completely aware of it themselves either. And I do think that there are many people working at Duo that do really care about students and do really care about our future. Not sure if those are the ones that are like in a power, in a position of power to make decisions in our benefit. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there was a bad organization. They do a lot of good things.
Yeah, it's just not everyone is an expert necessarily there either, so we don't have to take everything they tell us for granted. you
Yeah,
know? Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you have to do this.
Exactly.
Okay, I will do it.
Yeah.
So we can try to fight for
Yeah.
what we want as well, but
Yeah.
Yeah, because imagine if you stop there, like you know, your organization tells you, "I know you don't have right to this," and you're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'll search for something now, and I'll be gone in a month."
Yeah. So yeah, right now we are of course like there's a group of people looking into everybody's rights here and trying to make sure that no one goes homeless. But if you want to find out yourself, like for example, Juridisch Loket is like a great place for like individual cases. If you just want to gain clarity about just your case, then you could contact Juridisch Loket. It's for people that don't earn a lot, which I think most students, it's the case. So that's a place that you can also always go for legal advice, not just for housing, but if you have a problem with work or in other areas, then Juridisch Loket is also a great place to get legal advice.
thank you for this.
Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
much
Thank you
for coming
again.
on.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah. Great that you guys are doing this. And thank you for having me.
we're very excited.
I feel super informed because of you.
Wow. Thank you, people watching. All right, then we'll see everyone 2 weeks from now.
Yes. At 12, be there.
Bye.
Sayonara.